the philosophy of photography. You have a section on your premium courses about composition, which I
Yes, we do.
studied a lot because it's very important. I think it's one of the top 3 elements in photography, the composition. I would say
True.
the first one, in my point of view, it's the first one how you
It
composite
is.
all the elements in your photo. So, do you think that in an artistic successful photo is based on a philosophy behind it? And how would you, your expert eye, after all these years of experience working with corporate clients and individuals, how would you recognize it?
Okay, that's a very good question. I'm going to ask you and the viewers a few questions. I want you to be honest and answer me. Okay? So you
Yes.
meet somebody of the opposite sex. Right? Let's say, Janice, you're male, and then suddenly I show you a pretty lady. Okay? First question. You prefer to meet a pretty person or an ugly person?
A pretty person, obviously,
Good.
yes.
I want you
But
to be honest. So viewers, if you're watching this, I'm not interested in your butts. I just want to know A or B. Okay, let's
so,
do
hey,
that.
yeah,
Right.
hey,
Okay, so you said pretty. Good.
yeah,
So you prefer the person to be tall or short?
approximately my height, not too tall, not too short.
Okay, good. So you prefer to have that person with long fingernails or short fingernails like me?
Long, for a female, long, definitely, yeah.
At this point, I can tell you that 70% of the world or the people watching your channel now may agree with you that they'll choose pretty, they choose tall, they choose long nails, they choose slim and slender. What does it tell you? It tells you that we human beings with our eyes and the limbic portion of our brain has a specific way of choosing beauty. We are biased, which means that we're pre-programmed to choose a certain things to like. So I'm gonna ask you a stupid question that you cannot answer. Why long nails?
Why long nails?
Yeah, you get what I'm saying? It's very hard to answer. I mean, long nails are more dangerous than short nails. Long nails are never productive than short nails, but still you love long nails. So it's pre-programmed in the limbic part of your brain that you cannot explain. Typing is hard with long nails. Digging your nose is hard with long nails because it's going to hurt you, right? And you may even tear your nail if you're doing sports or anything heavy. So long nail, it's a classic example of human properties that is useless, but we still love it because it's beautiful. And that answers your question about how the composition is important and the philosophy behind it.
So
Why
you're
do we
saying
find long nails?
it's a
So hang on,
psychology.
I'm coming to this. Right. No, it's not. Because I'm saying this because some of you don't believe in evolution, that we come from animals and animals need to use their nail to hunt, to eat. So the nails are useful for them, but not for us. But over the centuries, for those of you who don't believe in evolution and believe that it's created by God, I respect you. But my point is this, that what we find beautiful today, the philosophy is inherited and it could be useless. But the most important point is this. I'm going to ask you one last question and look at this. Do I look nicer with my hair parted this way, or do I look nicer with my hair parted this way? And that's what you go through every morning. It doesn't matter because you're looking at a mirror, it's reversed. So the point is this, we have a specific thing that we like, but we cannot explain. And that's called composition. It happens in music, it happens in designing, it happens in photography, it happens in the way that you put your handphone on the table, a specific way. So that's what I'm trying to tell you. So your job as a creative person watching this is to find out which way that most people like. And that's how we're going to be successful, by implementing composition. That's the philosophy behind composition. So every time, so how do I do this as a photographer? So this is my last answer. Every time I meet a client, I'll tell them, my job is pretty easy as a photographer. If you're a designer or artist or whatever, I suggest you do the same. Show your client this. You prefer left or you prefer right? And then you look, 7 says right, 3 says left, right. You prefer up or you prefer down? And they say down. So 6 says down, 4 says up, 6 wins. So being a professional is about listening to your customer, right? Like when I started this interview with you, you told me this, you told me that, and do this, move this, take the shoe away at the back, I can see it, move the plant in, put the monitor down. This is an important thing that we have to learn. It's called compliance. When I'm compliant, I listen, I know what people like. That's what composition is.
And
James.
Andrew, it's also planning. We need to plan the shoot before we even go to the set.
Exactly.
It's like
and that's planning. That's like finding out what people
I would
would
say
like.
it's the 80% of photography. The 80%.
95%.
95, even 95. And then
95%.
the rest 5% is just, inviting your model.
You just fall.
Yeah.
Okay. Listen, I'm going to interrupt you. My martial art teacher, I learned martial art throughout my life. He told me this. Before you fight someone, you got to plan how to do it. So 95% of the time is planning. If you plan it so well, you don't need to fight him. I say, how? He said, you plan not to hurt him. You plan not to hurt yourself. You apologize, you just leave. That's good planning.
So nice. That's so nice. That's a really good analogy that you put.
If you plan it well, you don't even need to shoot it. Let me give you an example. I got a customer that couldn't afford us. So what I did was I got him a cheaper photographer, a student of mine. So I outsourced the shoot to him. And then he's so grateful. He paid me a bit of money. The client knows about it. I help him to design. And then he got the shoot. The client gets me helping him. Everybody happy. That's called good planning. So I don't even need to do the shoot to make the money. So if you plan this well, everything is fine. And look at this interview. It went well because you plan it not to fail.
Exactly.
Can you imagine that we check the playback now?
That would be a disaster, yes. Thank you for
Right.
that. So what do you consider best qualities for a really impact professional work?
Oh, that's easy. Creative is nothing. A lot of people thought that you want to be good in your work, you need to be creative. You need to be original. No, not exactly. Because my clients always come up to me, show me photos. Andrew, I love this ad done by this company. We want to do it like this, but not like this. That's what my client always tell me. I want it like this, but not like this. It's like, I like this, but not like this. So we sit down, we plan 95% of the time.
Yes.
And if upon planning, I find out that it is totally different from that, I would be interested to shoot it. But after planning, it looks exactly the same, then I'll be a copycat and I'm not interested to do it. So here's what I want to teach you. If you want to be good at whatever you do, whether you're a sports person, whether you're a writer, whether you're a photographer, whether you're a YouTuber, you need to do one thing called compliance. Last month, my dog died. And before he died, we already have a plan. How he's going to die. He's going to be paralyzed. He's not going to be able to move. Then he's not going to be able to get up. So we know the plan. We predict what's going to happen. I know it's a sad story. That's called having a plan. And then one fine day, we know that he's dying and I know that there's no way I can save him. So he took 3 months and he's paralyzed. So I took a picture of him and me. We were both smiling, the dog and me. So then I put in Facebook, I said that it's great to have a plan. Right? So the plan is the dog is dying. But it's even greater. Yeah, but it's even greater to stick to the plan. And that's what I want to tell you. Plan is one thing, so compliance is one thing. Like today, I'm your guest. If you tell me to stand up, I will stand up. If you tell me to adjust the screen, I will adjust the screen. And that's the most important thing to do, being able to take instructions. And when you're able to take instructions, you're able to follow the plan. And when you're able to follow the plan, you will succeed. So here's the thing. You can have all the plans, but you don't follow the plan. It's worse than not having a plan, because you waste time making a plan. So if there's anything we should learn, is that have a plan, stick to the plan. If you do, you're going to get to the end of the plan.
So this is the number one quality that you put.
Yeah, I look at when I hire people now to work in the studio, we have one criteria. We're looking for people that can be compliant. Meaning that take this logo, put it there, take this red flower, put it here. And imagine this person said, no. I am going to do it the way I like because I'm creative. So do you think the client will be happy?
Of course not.
Right. And today now, you're supposed to ask a question and I answer. That's an interview. You ask a question and I answer something else. Try. I'll show you what happens when I'm too creative and not compliant. Ask me a question.
Yeah. So what would you advise be to the other photographers that feel that they're stuck in a rut when they shoot regularly?
Okay. So I'm going to answer your question as a non-compliant person. Well, jogging is important. It's very important that you take care of your health. You need to go jogging every day. Are you happy? If I'm not compliant. See, if you're watching this video, I'm purposely doing this to show you that compliance is one of the most important property to have. So you see, that is why I'm saying that creative is another thing. And that's the secret for success. A lot of people thought that Andrew, you're a photographer because you're successful because you're creative. It's not, it's compliant. So answering your question, what can we do to be successful as a photographer? Is that your question?
Actually, the question was the best quality, but you already answered about the quality would be the planning
compliance
and compliance, of course, of course.
Compliance.
And you know,
Right.
if
But
we are
you know,
photographers,
before we even go further, I'd like to add on. Compliance is one thing, but sometimes you don't agree. I understand.
Yeah.
The modern education teaches you not to agree, but there's a smart way not to agree. Meaning that, oh, okay, you like this to be in blue color. All right, that's a good choice. However, if I were to do this, I think pink would be a better choice. But let me explain why. What do you think? That would be the right way to address it. You don't go out and sabotage your own customer and insist that it's pink. Because I've worked with people like that. It's frustrating because they cannot. Why do we go to work? To make money. Why do we go to work? To make money? Because we make money because our clients are happy. When they're happy, they pay us money. If my interview with you is so bad, you're not happy, you're not going to even broadcast this.
Yes.
And it's a total waste of time. Right. Sorry.
Exactly. And actually, what I wanted to say is that creativity is something that obviously as photographers, we already have the creativity. Differently, we wouldn't choose to be photographers, right?
Right. So creativity is something that you must already have. You shouldn't go out there and tell people that I'm a creative photographer.
Of course not.
It's like
it's
a tire.
obvious. It's like going to...
Yeah, it's a tire.
Yeah.
I always tell my student that being creative is like a tire. A tire needs to be round. It's a given. So if I hire a photographer, you don't need to tell me that you're creative. If I hire a musician, you don't need to tell me that your timing is good. You know, if I hire an artist, you don't need to tell me that your color combinations is good. It's given. But what are the properties that you need to come is loyalty, compliance, willing to listen to people, be humble, and that's the most important thing.
Excellent. Going back to my previous question, when someone is stuck in their photography game, what do you think is the best thing to do? Go for a jogging? It's a good idea, actually. I do it. I'm into fitness. Do you think also something else would help?
It's true. It's true.
Yeah.
Stop what you're doing. Stop what you're doing. Because whatever that you do when you're stuck, it's just going to be shitty. You're like a writer. You get a writer's block. So stop. Go do something completely different. If you're artist, go do something non-artistic. Right? If you are doing something non-artistic, go do something artistic. Example, if you're a sports person, you get stuck because you're tired, you no longer love playing football, you used to love playing football, you see Beckham, you fall in love, now you see Beckham, you hate him, stop. Then go do something completely artistic, nothing to do with energy. So my point is this, if you're a photographer, you suddenly, I get that too sometimes. Sometimes I get stuck and I go like, I'm not going to shoot any more flash. I just hate it. I do. So you know what I do? I stop and then I go to the internet and I start browsing. And then I look at other people's work and I go like, damn, look at that. That is so beautiful. Why can't I do this?
Yeah.
That will reactivate you again. So you can do two things. Stop, go see what other people are doing. Because the problem with a lot of people is that they're so busy doing what they like to do, they stop looking at what other people are doing. And that's one of the reasons why I agreed to come to your interview and very happy to be on this interview because I get to see how you're doing. And today I learned something about how to angle my camera, what is in the background, check my recording, stuff like that. See, I'm learning this. Right, that's
That's
important.
so
Take a
important
break.
what you say, that you learn from everything in life, and you take
We
the
have very limited, let me put it this way. We are lucky if we can live to 80, and there's 365 days in a year. So 80 times 365 days is not a lot of days. Start thinking every day when you
yeah,
wake up of two things. It's only two things. Really. Who am I going to learn for and what I'm going to learn for? From. What I'm going to learn today. If you live the whole life without learning anything, you just wasted one day. And the second thing, whatever that I learn, how I'm going to help other people. If I live my life without learning anything, without helping anything, you just wasted one day. I mean, I can learn everything. I mean, Janice, look at this. I can learn this, but then I don't teach you. And then when I die, it dies with me. And that's why you do this interview and you do this YouTube channel, because you want to learn about ideas and philosophy and culture from other people.
exactly. That's
Agree?
so important what you say, that you seize the day. Every day that you wake up, you see, you are first of all thankful that you woke up, right? You are thankful that you woke
Yes.
up, and
Yes.
you take the most out of the day, learning from
Right.
different people.
Because God allows me to wake
Yeah,
up today.
exactly.
What am I gonna do? What am I gonna You cannot change people's life if you don't learn things. Right?
Mhm.
So imagine, when I was telling you about me making my motorcycle sit, and then I realized that, today I realized you cannot put the spring this way. If he didn't make that video, I would have made this, and then I would have discovered the error 3 months later in an accident, isn't it? So he just saved my life.
Yeah,
So he learned something new, and then he helped me.
of course.
So that's why. So if you're watching Gianni's YouTube channel and you haven't subscribed, listen to me. Learn this. Go subscribe, right?
Also,
And then this. And then this. Share this video. So by sharing the video,
yeah.
more people learn and you're changing people's life.
Exactly. Also, please subscribe to Andrew Boey channel on YouTube, and also to his premium courses. He's a great teacher, a great human being. I'm very grateful that I have him on my channel. Let's go now to some fun questions, Andrew. What is your favorite country except of Malaysia to go for vacation and photos?
Okay. I love the seaside. I love long seaside, and the water doesn't need to be exceptionally clean or crystal clear. So I love the seaside. So, and I love doing nothing. I'm that stupid. I love doing nothing because I think, Janice, you can tell that I have a very, very busy day, and every day is crazy because if you look at
Yeah.
my e-learning website, I wrote that. Every line of code, I wrote that. And how can I write this? Because I learn. So if you know the things that I learn, it's crazy. I learn how to build motorcycles. I learn electronics. I learn how to make wireless transmitter. I learn how to fix my motorcycle because I believe that if you go to the right teacher and you watch the right video and learn from the right lesson, you can learn anything. It's whether you want to or not. So if you ask me what I like to do when get away, I like to do nothing. Just sit at the beach, meditate. I meditate a lot. It's very peaceful, and it's important if you're a creative professional. You need to detach,
Mhm.
right? Because if you're a creative professional, there's something that you did today, Janice, that impressed me. That you are perfectionist. You check this, you check that, you check this, you check that. The amount of time that you did for checking I got the email, checking whether I got your questions, checking whether I get the invitation, checking whether the microphone is working. You reminded me about microphone 7 times. That's a good perfectionist. And when you are going through that, your mind is always going overtime. So you need to take a break.
Mhm.
So you need to meditate. So I like to sit in a quiet beach, maybe walk with my dog and do nothing.
Have
And
you
maybe
ever
watch some YouTube videos.
have you ever been to Europe?
No, I haven't.
Ah,
No, I haven't. No, I haven't. That's and that's one of the
we
things
should
I wanted
invite
to
you. We
do.
should invite you for a workshop. We should
You
invite
know
you
what
for a
I'm gonna
workshop.
do?
Really, you have so many.
Interestingly,
You have so many people subscribe from Europe, because I seen the
we
comments. Some people that are from Europe, and from all over
yeah
the world,
yeah
actually,
yeah.
from America. So definitely,
And that's what I like about subscribers from Europe. Let me just end this question by telling you this. that people from Europe are very helpful, very intelligent, very humble, and if they like something, they pay for it. They don't ask stupid questions. They don't insult people. I love them. Thank you. It's an honor to have you on the channel.
And it would be an honor to visit us at some point after this lockdown
I
and
would
this
love to.
situation for a
I
workshop,
plan to
really.
retire before 60 and then get a van, and then with my wife we're just going to drive.
Exactly.
And then we go from village to village. We're going to be teaching people about arts and creativity for free. And then hopefully I make YouTube videos and make some money from your YouTube ads. That's going to keep us going. I do not want to be stuck in a big mansion doing nothing. That's really boring. Always remember, always learning and always helping people.
That actually is a very good process for the next question, what you said. So I would ask you, what would be your chosen profession if you were not a professional photographer? Would you like to just
Here's what
drive your van and teach people?
I'm going to do that.
I don't know, foreign
Exactly.
language, English or whatever.
Now when I think back, what I'm doing, I'm not gonna have a studio. I may not have a company, but I'll hire editors to work from home. And then what I'll do, I'll get a van, put my dog in the van, put my wife in the van, take one motorcycle, put in the van, and we're gonna drive from Malaysia, and then we're gonna go up to Bangkok, we're gonna go to Cambodia, we're gonna go to Nepal, we're gonna go to Istanbul, we're gonna go to Europe, that's what we're gonna do. And then we're gonna go to all these humble small villages where the people do not get to go to school. So I'm gonna film about travel because my wife knows how to film too. That's what I'm gonna do.
So
That's
would you
what I'm
like to
supposed
be
to do.
a vlogger as a traveler? Because this is very popular nowadays.
Yeah. I should be doing that. But I still haven't finished teaching my photography. There's so much to teach. I mean, you are one of our subscribers.
Yes,
You notice
yes,
that every lesson is unique. So I believe that before I can even be retired, I need to be fair. God gave me this skill. I had many people that I learned from. So before I retire, I should teach back. And when I'm teaching, people teach me too. So if you ask me what I'm going to do, if I'm not doing that, I will be doing that. But to do that, I need money too.
And is it correct that you study something different? Are you a chemist? Do you know this correct? Because I did my research before inviting you.
Oh, yeah, thank you. If you Google my name, you probably find an article that I was actually a chemist.
Yeah.
You must be thinking I was a chemist. I wanted to be a computer scientist, but I couldn't get into the course because my country has a quota system that says that if you're Chinese, you cannot take this, So what happened was that I took chemistry and I didn't like chemistry that much, even though my results are good. Then I did a lot of biology and then I minored in business management. Then I graduated. Then I went and do my master's in information technology, computer sciences. Then I did my PhD, but I didn't finish that. Then because I did business management, I specialized in advertising and I love it a lot. So when I stopped being a chemist and a programmer and, I was a system consultant at one time for many years. So I sold off that company. I stopped that company. And then what happened was that I was thinking, what do I do? I said, let's do something creative. I've always loved creative. That's my background.
Excellent. Thank you so much for sharing this and for all the answers that you gave today on this interview. People will get to know you much better now. And please do subscribe to Andrew's premium courses because he provides a lot of value for what you pay, and also to his YouTube channel. So Andrew, I will thank you.
Talking about that, you mentioned about value. We started the premium courses during the pandemic lockdown. And then what happened when that became very popular, and when the pandemic is, every country is opening up, the price was $99 US. I think when you subscribe, it was $25 US. It was a promo, right? So then after the lockdown and everything, everybody went back to work. The price was $99 US. And then Janice, we had so many people writing to us every week telling us that we love the premium courses. We know it's useful, but we can't afford it. So you know what? We have decided to bring the price down to just $39 US a year.
Thank you, sir, very much for being here.
Thank you.